Hi class. So this week we got to do some experimenting with dish soap in our class. And you'll find that experiments in virtual school can be really great, but this week I kind of rushed us through it. So what I would like you to do is to spend some time to record your findings or write down what you saw happen in your experiment. Good scientists write down their findings so that way they can compare their notes in the future. And then they sort of compare and they keep collections of things so that way they can, keep track of what they've learned and what they've seen in the past. It might help them to think of new questions or new things to try and understand in the future. So hopefully, if you don't remember because it was a couple days ago, I'm going to show you right now what you might have seen. Okay. So if you use the milk in your experiment, you hopefully would have filled the bottom of your dish with some milk, just like this one. Okay. Then you would have put a drop or 2 or 3 of food coloring into that. So I'm going to do that now too. I'll just put 2 drops in because this is a very little dish. Okay, so think about what it looks like before. And you probably already have an idea of what it's going to look like after because you've seen this before. But if you didn't, this would be a good time to stop and make a prediction or a guess about what you think will happen. Okay, and so now Mrs. McDermott's just going to put the soap on her Q-tip here. Whoops. Okay. And watch closely because I need you to use your words to tell me what you see. Okay. So right now we could say we see 2 circles of red food coloring inside of the milk. It doesn't really look like it's mixing up or anything, really, does it? It doesn't look like it's moving. It looks like it's staying still. And then if I take my soap and let's touch it right in the middle of this one, or let's just touch it right here in the white part. Ooh, it seems like it moved away. Let's try putting it right in the middle of this one here. Whoa. It seems almost like the milk and the food coloring did not like that when they put the soap in it. They moved away from it really fast. Let's try again. I'll try here. Interesting. So now we have to write down our findings. Okay, your next step is to try and draw a picture of what you saw happen. So I'm going to draw a picture of before I added the soap and a picture of after I added the soap. So before I added the soap, I just had my dish. It had some milk in it. And it also had some red food coloring drops in it. So I'm going to draw my red food coloring drops. And I'm going to draw my milk. So I'm going to kind of make it go like this around the edge. Your dish might have been a circle dish, so you might not have a square for your dish. That's what I think it looked like before. Now, if you are an SK or if you're really good at your letters and sounds, you might want to write some labels for this picture. So you might want to try and label this the word milk. So if this is milk here, you might want to draw a line and say, Oh, I hear a M first. Oops, I'm writing upside down. Oh, I know that sound. It's an I. Mill. Oh, I hear an L. Milk. K. 2 sounds could say K. So you could put a C or a K there. So milk. That is my milk. If you would like to try and label, you could try and label your food coloring if you wanted by just drawing another label and writing food. And if you can't do your labels, that's okay. Food, it's 2 O's. Food coloring. Okay, whoops, I'm running out of room. There we go. And then over here, I'm going to draw my dish after I put the soap in. Okay, so there's the milk inside my dish. And it almost seemed like when I touched the soap inside of there that the food coloring almost repelled or went away from where the soap was. So let's see how I would draw that. It almost seemed like it was, let's see here. So if my if I put my dot was here and the soap touched in the middle, these two kind of went like this. One went like that, and the other one went like this. Almost like the soap kind of traveled outwards and made this food coloring move away from the soap. So this could be my before I added soap, and this is my after I added the soap. And again, if you'd like to label your words, you can. And then if you feel up to writing a sentence, you can. But if you can't, that's okay. An adult can help you with that part. In kindergarten, our writing is just a combination of pictures, symbols. So a symbol could be something like maybe even making some lines like this. So I could, if I wanted to show this is where I put the soap, I could do a little dot here. I could say, I can make sort of like arrows like this. This is kind of explaining my idea of what I think is happening, is that it's pushing and then somehow the soap traveled and pushed away that part of the food coloring. And I could put a label up here and say soap. This is where I put the soap. Soap. Now, the other thing you can also write on here is you can write your questions, things that you wonder. Like, for example, I wonder if this would work, if this experiment would work with all kinds of soap, or does it only work with dish soap? Like, would it work with like hand soap or hand sanitizer? I wonder. You could also write, maybe would it work if you didn't have milk? If you just did it in water? I also wonder about that. So maybe if you have any wonderings like that, maybe you could write them down, or a parent could write them for us, and Mrs. McDermott and Mrs. Ray will read them. Who knows? Maybe you'll come up with an experiment that we'll try for next time. And we can compare our scientific notes to see what we notice. Okay, boys and girls, have fun. So you're going to write a journal piece that tells me what you saw in your experiment. And your experiment might have been the water and pepper experiment. So draw a picture and maybe do a few letters or words to tell me what happened in that too. Parents, I don't really expect to have sentences from this, so you can write the sentences. Thank you very much, and I'll look forward to seeing what you have to say. Bye.